Hello friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse with your host, me, Breck Roll. Alright, it is Monday, 1 week from today. I start my new job, and there's one more requirement that I have to do before I can start that job, and that is I have to go down and get a physical. Now, there's a piece of paperwork that I have to bring along with me, and then I can just basically walk into the facility and just have my physical done. So I just kind of want to get that out of the way today, so that's first on the agenda today. Alright, so I'm back from the physical. That was actually a pretty simple process. I actually had to go to the printers first and print something out because there was a document that I needed to bring along with them so that they knew what the job was all about and all that, and knew where to send the results. But after doing that, the test itself was pretty simple. First thing I had to do is fill out a bunch of paperwork for them, what's my medical history, have I ever had a heart attack, have I ever had any serious diseases, any head injuries or anything like that. Filled that out, had to go in, do an eye test. They listened to my heart, they listened to my lungs, they did some movement tests, can you bend over forward, can you lean back, can you do this, that kind of stuff. And I want to make sure I had like strength in my arms, so they said, okay, hold your hands out and push to the left against my hand, push to the right, push up, push down, that kind of stuff. They checked my blood pressure, and of course my blood pressure is a little bit high. We knew that from before, but they wanted to know if I was taking any medication for that, and I'm not really doing anything with that right now. So, it was a pretty simple process. I'm through it, and actually I just sent an email to the HR manager of the company. I had a couple questions for them, including, do I need to send anything from the physical to them? And they said, no, we'll get what we need from the company that took the physical. I also had a couple questions about, dress code and if there's like a cafeteria or something on site, or do I need to bring a lunch? And, just a few technical things, just making sure I know where exactly to show up in the place. And have the answers to everything, so hopefully the first day will go as smoothly as possible. So I got to answer back really quickly, and things are going forward. So yeah, 1 week from today, I will be starting my new job next Monday, March 2nd. Showing up at the place at 7:45 a.m. And I think because I think I mentioned this before, but I think because I'm starting actually on an off day, I think what they're going to do is they're going to bring me in 2 days ahead of time before my actual start, because I'd actually start on Wednesday, the 4th, because that'll be the first day of my actual shift, or maybe Thursday, because it's every other Wednesday. I don't know. I'll have to figure that out when I get there. But I think what they're doing is they're bringing me on an off shift so I can spend a couple days learning the job from the people that know the job, so that when I hit the ground on either Wednesday or Thursday, I'll be able to hit the ground running and be able to do my job, and they won't have to waste a whole bunch of time training me on days when production needs to be going on. So anyway, that's what's going on right now. Let's see what else we can do to get myself in trouble today. I also got to do a little thinking about income taxes this year. I know that Jordan has a friend named Michael who kind of helps him with his taxes, so I just sent a message off to Michael to see if he'd be willing to help me with mine. I know last year I actually went to Michael's house when Jordan was having him do his taxes, and after he got done doing Jordan's taxes, Michael came to me and says, so you want me to do yours too? It's like, apparently he really loves doing that stuff. So I sent him a letter and asking him if he'd be willing to help. It's not going to be a whole lot of income, but for the first time ever, I'm going to have like vlogging expenses, and there's a little bit of income from Disney because there was a few weeks right at the beginning of last year where I had some hours from them. And I also had some like vacation time and sick time that I used up during that time period. So there's a couple $1,000s in there that I'm going to be able to, I'm going to have to account for. But the big issue is going to be dealing with the profits from the house, because that's a large chunk of cash. And I would really like to do whatever I can to minimize whatever is going on there. And I was thinking, next year there is no state income tax here in Texas. So next year I'll be able to just find some local tax expert to help me with the federal end of things, and it should be relatively simple. But I thought the likelihood of finding somebody here in Texas that understood California's really bizarre tax law was pretty low. So since Michael has experience with that, he has experience dealing with vlogging expenses and stuff like that, I thought he'd be the good person to start with. So we'll see how that works out, and we'll go forward from there. So I got most of the stuff done today that I wanted to get completed, but there's one more thing kind of on my agenda that I want to do. Since I am, as you know, starting a new job in a few days, I want to get another haircut. Now, usually I'm one of those people that don't make a real big deal about getting haircuts and keeping my hair perfectly trimmed every moment of the time. I usually get a haircut, once every couple months. And it's usually because at that point, it's getting to the point where it's starting to annoy me a little. Well, we aren't quite to that point yet. It's only been a couple weeks since I got one, because it seems to me I got a haircut right before I went in for the HEB interview, and that was just a few weeks ago. So I'm jumping the gun a little bit, but like I said, I want to kind of put my best foot forward on the first day of the job, just to kind of try and look the part of a professional, make them believe that I really deserve to be there. So we're going to do that, and thanks to the wonders of video editing, you're going to be able to see what the before and after looks like right now. All right, and this is the after image. I don't know, probably doesn't look all that different right now, just because there really wasn't that much to cut off. It isn't like, some of my normal haircuts, which are a couple of months apart, and, I think I cut off so much hair that I actually lose weight. So, I don't know, that's what I had to do today. I hope you enjoyed kind of coming along with that and seeing all that, and I think that's all that I have for today. So thank you as always for watching, and I will see you next time on Escaping the Mouse. Good night.